Hey YouTube, Coppersan here, it's drama time. There was enough rage today to cause the director of MapleStory, Wonky, to stare off in silence, private a livestream where he talked about the current situation, and later issue an apology on the MapleStory Korea website. So what the heck happened? This all started because a lot of MapleStory Korea players realized what MapleStory global players already knew for quite a while. Playing on the reboot server, kinda worth it. Regular server players have to sink a lot of money on their items with cubes, and endgame gear is untradeable once it has been equipped. While on reboot, stuff is already untradeable anyway, but hey, there's the benefit that you don't have to spend any actual money or merch a lot to cube your gear, it's just a matter of time. Because of this sudden realization and some new videos of MapleStory Korea players showing their progression and how far they made it in the reboot server in like a year, MapleStory Korea players are flocking to reboot to start their journey there, as it's just a generally better experience for their wallets and in the end also time. So because this player uproar, Maplers were asking Nexon to help alleviate some of the regular server issues and game scaling problems compared to the regular server, and to also ask for improvements for regular server progression, because, you know, it's been a while since there was anything done for reboot specifically. So Director Wonky held a livestream today to discuss what's up. However, that livestream went down south fast, and is now actually privated from the MapleStory YouTube channel. Wonky had to take several breaks to recollect himself after getting emotional from the constant bombardment of feedback from Maplers. The Korean Maplers were not happy. From what I've gathered, the MapleStory director expressed there was no plans to change anything related to the non-tradability of these endgame items, which no one really liked from the regular servers, or to change anything for the way reboot progression is set out, which was then also badly received, as like I said, it's been a while since there had been any improvements done for reboot progression in general, like the final damage changes that we had already a while ago. But yeah, not much else was being done, so basically a big uproar, and Wonky just went live and said, it's all about fun, don't take it too serious, man, it's just a game. So both regular server and reboot players were quite pissed. Then Wonky mentioned that there were some ideas floating around when 5th Job Advancement was released to monetize some of the 5th Job features, like upgrading your arcane symbols, that you had to pay Maple points or any cash for that, which was weird. It left a bad taste to some Maplers, as it sounded like he was trying to win back favor on his side by explaining something that he had done, and like, hey guys, it's not all about monetization, look, we wanted to monetize this really core feature of the game, but we didn't. And so that was kinda sus, and then to make things worse, he then mentioned, yeah, but you know, the MMORPG genre itself is kinda on the decline, it's dying. And not his exact words, of course, but, you know, interpreting it, because my Korean is not that great. And, I mean, yeah, sure, you can say that that actually is the case, because, you know, rise of MOBAs, Battle Royale games, social media, and other factors really lowered the interest in MMORPGs in general. Not that many kids out there are interested in playing MapleStory for 20 years, you know, just to reach level 300. But as the director of an MMO, to say that the genre that your game is in is kinda dead isn't the best move when your community is already up in arms, so that was not that well received either. Now, I wasn't there during the live stream, I just read up on it later, and I can't read Korean that well. I only speak a little bit of Korean, unfortunately, but I do hope nothing too hurtful was said. I mean, Wonky is just human after all. But to get to the main issue, after all these years, the one thing that Nexon, the developer of MapleStory, in case you didn't know that, still hasn't figured out for the game is how to listen to their player feedback and incorporate that properly. Usually, big changes are only introduced after big player outcries or scandals. It's usually either or. Nexon kinda seems to have mastered the art of ignoring their community concerns and feedback and push changes without taking feedback from the community into account until it's too late, or just do nothing. And while this is noticeable in MapleStory Korea with this current situation, MapleStory Global and MapleStory C, we're used to this. We're used to this beating. You know, we know what's up. You know, in my opinion, most of our regional exclusive content has been ignored for years, and just more stuff, more regional exclusive stuff keeps getting added that's either broken, doesn't really fit it well into the progression, it just creates a lot of FOMO and not that much fun, to be honest. What about the frequent game crashes and instability issues that players keep experiencing? I'm actually afraid to enter the cash shop just because it might crash again, it might turn into the crash shop again. In my view, Nexon Korea has shown almost no interest in solving issues of their players outside of Korea. And this is just another example of them also not really addressing or talking about the issues of the players that actually are in Korea, which is their main audience. It was mentioned earlier in a livestream, like from a while back, that Nexon has plans to keep going with MapleStory for at least a few more decades. But if they want to succeed, they really need to take their players and their player concerns seriously worldwide. That's what I think of the whole situation. By the way, fun fact, did you know that the MapleStory franchise has already grossed over $4 billion in lifetime revenue? Anyway, that was what the drama for today was all about. What do you think about the whole situation? And will we see some improvements to endgame gear progression for regular server and any other changes for the reboot server? Anything you would like to see, like a quality of life thing you would like to have changed? Let me know in the comments. And as always, many thanks to our members for making these videos possible. Special thanks to Niels de Coninck, Raar maar waar, Sebastian Hanoy, Ryalias, Terry Kim, Vareese, Cody Mora, Wiley, Historycanon, BackSpaceOTI, Saffronyx, Ziggy Deer, Flidiot, Knifesu, Cloudfix, Gussus Rodriguez, Digby, Vira, Trevor, Michael Menchaca, Ratius, Justin Vale, Silvio Nato, Afterlord _MS, Striker Elk, Tidal One Pun, Radical Jaws, Riser RU, Surtito 655, Mathias Simonsson, PC Game Life, The Passenger, Martin Panzik, Conrad Crystallis, Ace Light, Mr. Anark, Ben Wolf, Max Bernhardt, Muka 1017, BNB King, Scotty Flies Fast, Priscilla, Brendon Cam, Vague Botnet, Feko, Victor Sundstrom, ceemak, Only, Rashid Alarudi, Gerlando Balavia, Gianfranco Calderon Canavero, Lucky Beats, Mathieu Def, Gummy Bullet, Lord Fazil, Spats D. Kaiser, Zunnen, That Archie Guy, Grogro, Grable Egg, and Louis Bento Brandau. Thank you so much for watching, stay safe, and as always, happy mapling.